All right, so this is our first section back at base that we get to explore. You can see here, each of these soldiers had 2 kills. They've been on 1 mission. Ruiz did not get any kills that mission. He didn't get hurt either, so that's important to see. The 2 people that got shot and hit, Suleiman and Ho, are now wounded for 7 and 9 days respectively. Or maybe not respectively. And these guys have been promoted, okay? Once you do a certain number of kills or earn experience, you get promoted and you get assigned a class. So each of these rookies are now assigned to a different class. Support for Ho, Assault for Olsen, and Sniper for Suleiman.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
So what we're going to do is promote each of these individuals.
The support class provides that intangible edge our squads need. They make everyone around them better.
And for the first thing, they become a squaddy, right? So you go rookie, squaddy, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, major, colonel, okay? The goal is to have everybody rank up as high as you can. Problem is, as you can tell, it's difficult. People are going to die. Now, this individual, as support, gets the smoke grenade. That's a special ability that they have, and gives you some additional defense. You can only use it once per mission. So, Ho is now leveled up. Olsen
The assault class
is an assault.
serves as our front line. They're the first ones into a fight and the last ones out.
So they have the run and gun ability, which is really cool. If you activate that, you can dash, and you can still use.
Commander to the research labs.
You can still fire, or you can still go into Overwatch. So that's really, really important. That comes in handy. You'll see that they changed his gun from an assault rifle to a shotgun. My preference is that we change that back to an assault rifle, because I try to not get up close and dirty those aliens as much as I can, unless I need to.
Labs. Commander to the research labs.
Last but not least, Solomon is our sniper.
Our snipers specialize in dealing massive amounts of damage from afar. But without sufficient training, they're vulnerable in close combat situations.
Okay, so their first thing that they get is a headshot. And basically what that does is you activate it, it gives you a plus 30% critical chance and extra damage on a critical hit. Now, you're not guaranteed to hit anything in this game, but if you do get a critical, or if you do hit the person, it's a plus 30% chance that it's going to be a critical only when you activate this, and it has a 2-turn cooldown, so that's important to note as well. Okay, and that's it for the barracks. At the end of this episode, I'll be customizing all the names, and you can see the first XCOM class.
The recovered artifacts are being unloaded, and the research team is awaiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
Perfect, thanks. So, we would have more of these weapon fragments if we didn't use so many grenades, but we had to protect our soldiers.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
So, we're gonna head over to research.
Hello, Commander. My name is Dr. Farlan. I oversee the research labs. This is where all of XCOM's research and development takes place. We have already begun analyzing the artifacts recovered from our first encounter with the aliens. Based on our preliminary findings, we believe we can use them to develop some new equipment for our soldiers. With your approval, we will begin research immediately.
Absolutely. So, just before I head in there, I'll show you guys, this is kind of an overview of our base, okay? So you've got engineering down here, you've got just a kind of relaxing area for the recruits, workout, gym, all this kind of lounge stuff. You don't really access those specifically. These are the ones you access: research, engineering, barracks, hangar. So we're gonna go to research.
I realize our troops have to put their own survival first, but every alien we use explosives against is one less opportunity to recover new artifacts.
So you always want to be researching a new project if you can afford it. The first thing that you can see here is xenobiology. It's very important because that will lead to being able to capture aliens and gain some additional knowledge from them. We've got weapon fragments, which will lead us to be able to develop advanced weaponry. And we have alien materials, which actually leads to improved armor, okay? So, being that all of our guys when we start out are extremely weak, I'm actually going to invest in armor first. It takes 8 days here. So by the time that's completed, we should have a couple of our injured individuals back up to speed as well. So we're going to go with the armor first.
I agree. That does seem to be the most pressing of our current research options. We'll begin immediately. I will notify you when a complete report is available.
And you can see in the lower right here, we've got 8 days to do that. We're going to head to engineering.
Commander, I was wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering. Anything they can dream up in the research labs, we can build it here. Speaking of which, Dr. Valen has just sent us some new schematics. With your approval, we will begin fabrication.
Okay, so now we can build items with him. Medkits are very important. We can also build things for our ship and build satellites. Satellites are extremely important in this game to reduce panic, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
Commander to mission control.
But I do think it's important to build a couple of medkits so that if we do get injured on the field, we have something to protect us. I'm gonna go with one for now. So hopefully if anybody gets seriously hurt, then I can run over to them with one of my soldiers and heal them. So that's it. I bought it. I own it. I can equip it on my soldiers. There's also building facilities.
We've still got some room to grow up here, but if we really want to expand our facilities, we're going to have to start excavating beneath the base. Unfortunately, the deeper we go, the more it's going to cost.
So you have to excavate these little areas that are not currently dug out. You can build in any of the holes on the first level right now. If you want to build on any other levels, you have to build access lifts. And I've actually never built past the first level, so that's how new this game is to me still. Within here, you have different options. You can build power generators that cost just money. Certain things cost a lot more, and some things cost power, engineers, and all that kind of stuff. So you need engineers, scientists, and power to build and research things. So for right now, I'm not going to do anything because I have sufficient power. And that's the only thing I could buy if I wanted to. In the hangar, you can see the different ships. I'll get into that a little bit later. So we're going to head to mission control now, which is our central area here. And what's going to happen is if I hit the scan for activity, you're going to start to see the time pass. And it could be 1 day, it could be 10 days between now and when we get into our next mission. So what I'll actually do is go to the barracks, and we're going to view our soldiers. You can see Olsen and Ruiz from our first mission at the very top. We also have Ho and Suleiman at the bottom because they were wounded, so they're out of commission for a few days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start customizing these with the names in order that I got them from top to bottom like this. And then when these two come back in, they'll be in the game right away. So some of the people that signed up even a little bit later, they might see themselves ahead of the rest of the pack just because these guys were injured and they're already ranked up, so that they're going to be more beneficial to take on. So I'll show you how to do one, and then I'll kind of fast forward and show you everybody that's done. So we've got the abilities, which we already saw. The loadout's very important. So since this person's an assault, I'm not going to really equip them with a medkit. I'm going to keep them with a grenade, but I am going to switch them back to an assault rifle because I want to keep some distance. I don't really want to be running up to guys if I don't have to quite yet. There's other things here: HP, defense, will, and aim. So it's important to keep an eye on this. Will can be reduced by going into panic situations, things like that. So you got to keep your eye on it. And customizing, here's where we can now name people. What I'm going to do, and it's going to be a little bit redundant, but I'm going to actually use the first name as their rank, just because of how it shows up in the game. And their last name, I'll be using in order that people signed up. So here's going to be Squatty Linus. And you can flip through here and it randomizes things based on race. So let's do that. We'll just randomize it till we find something that looks interesting. There you go. And because he's a squatty, we're gonna give him upgraded armor. And since he's an assault, we're gonna make him red. I'm gonna color coordinate people with what their position is. So we've got a red assault squad, or a squaddy, Linus. He's got 2 kills, 1 mission, and he was the first one of the recruits to sign up. So there he is. It's very exciting. The next one I'll go through, and you're gonna see it's kind of like a duplicate there, but it's okay because just the way it shows up in the game, we kind of want your rank always showing and your name. That's one of the things that I learned from watching other people do this. So we're gonna do that. When I come back here, you'll see all of your names recorded. There you have it, everybody. This is XCOM First Class, and what I've done is taken the first person who registered, Linus here, and then I went the second 2 people because they were promoted. I put you here, so you'll be back in the game very shortly, and then filled it out accordingly with the rest. So we currently have 12 soldiers on our roster. Trust me, we're gonna need more. So if you're not on this list right now, you will get here, I'm sure. Expect some casualties and have some fun with it. So for any individuals that are going out on the next mission, you're going to want to pay close attention to what mission it is, what kind of kills you got, and if you were injured, how you were injured, things like that. The journals are now free range for anybody on this list, so if you want to do up a journal entry, you are more than welcome, and have some fun with it, guys. Take on ownership of these characters, and we'll talk to you next time when we start our first mission with our recruits. See you then.